When I started playing ClusterTruck, I thought the point of the game would be to cause catastrophic accidents, kind of like the crash mode in Burnout games. Instead, ClusterTruck is more like a fun twist on Crossy Road or Frogger. Instead of crossing the road or rivers and dodging incoming traffic, you ride the trucks to the finish line. While you don't cause accidents, ClusterTruck still manages to fulfill my longing to witness major destruction. The point of ClusterTruck is to survive the chaos of the road by jumping from truck to truck in a desperate attempt to survive wrong-way traffic, snowstorms, rock slides, lasers, and much more. Touching the ground or smacking into a wall results in an instant loss. Failure to reach the finish line means you need to restart the level until you finally manage to succeed. ClusterTruck throws you into a variety of environmental hazards, with 9 different regions to work through, each with their own unique obstacles. I really like that ClusterTruck is an accessible, fairly easy to learn game. It's fun for pretty much any age. You need a little bit of coordination to survive the dangers of the road, but all you need to do is reach the finish line. There are no people getting injured, no bodies or blood left on the ground after getting slammed into the pavement. At the same time, there's still plenty of mayhem and chaos to keep things interesting. To begin, all you need to know is how to jump and move forward and sideways. The controls are fairly easy to get used to, and soon you'll be confidently soaring across the finish line. The levels do begin to become more challenging, but you can beat nearly the entire game with just these basic controls. As you earn points for beating levels, you can trade your points in for some fun power-ups. Some of them are very practical, like the double jump and time slow, while some of them are more ridiculous, although they're still useful, such as Epic Mode, which earns you more points, and Truck Salute Zero, which freezes all of the trucks in place for a few seconds. Every ability has its use, whether to help you succeed or just for fun. You can combine 2 types of power-ups together in various fun and useful combinations. If you enjoy finding unique ways to beat a level, you'll appreciate the flexibility that these power-ups provide, and the interesting level design often allows for breaking the game, letting you reach the finish line in a different way than the designers intended. You'll find yourself laughing through the first few regions when you somehow survive the chaos of massive pile-ups of trucks, rolling boulders, and snow that wants to ruin your life like a Canadian winter. If you start to get bored of a region, all you need to do is advance to the next set of 10 levels to mix things up. With a variety of levels and experiences, the chance to earn points and unlock cool abilities, and the short length of time each level takes to play, this really is a great game for taking turns with a sibling or a friend. Even just watching someone else try to navigate the chaos is part of the experience of ClusterTruck. Although fun to play with other people, ClusterTruck is not an online multiplayer game, so there's no option within the game for messaging or voice chatting with strangers, making it even more safe for kids. There are also no microtransactions or purchases to make, whether on purpose or on accident. Other than teaching your kids how to make puns out of swear words, ClusterTruck is a great game for almost any age. There are a few things that might not be great for the younger kids though. Levels are only unlocked after beating the previous one, so if a level is too difficult to beat, the rest of the game is unavailable. However, most kids should be able to improve at the game and unlock the majority of the levels. As far as content suited for a little older age, Region 9 takes place in Hell, including lava, cartoonish pentagrams on upside-down crosses, and some trucks with spikes through them that seem to yelp or honk in pain when you jump on them. Also, the final level where you face the game boss, a diesel version of Satan or some sort of demon, is far more difficult than any previous level. This level can take hours to beat and be very frustrating to retry over and over. Navigating up to the top of the boss on stationary trucks is weirdly difficult when you're used to staying on the road and aiming for moving trucks. When, after dozens of tries, you eventually reach the top and think that you finally made it and beat the game, well, guess what? You're actually supposed to go back down to the road and do it again, and then, once again, this time with lasers. I've experienced far too many nights where I woke up in a cold sweat after a nightmare involving rising lava and a laughing truck demon. You don't have to beat the last level to enjoy the game, but it will be quite a challenge for completionists. After hours of trying, I was unable to beat the boss the normal way, but after watching a few videos, I was able to use a trick to avoid returning to the road after I made it to the top. This trick made it so much easier, and I beat the boss after around 20 more minutes of trying. Credit to HDDN for being one of the earliest to demonstrate this idea, and John M for being one of the first to show it after the boss fight was changed to the way that it is now. In a chaotic physics-based game like ClusterTruck, you're bound to have a few glitches and inconsistencies. Some actions, like jumping off of the sides and backs of trucks, can be a bit finicky, working one time but not the next. This can be a little frustrating. However, few of the levels are long enough for it to be a really big deal. Restarting and trying again is simply part of the game. The imprecision does make the final level even tougher though, due to its length and complexity. The ability to shortcut to the end of some of the levels may not be by design, though I'm not sure I would classify this as a bug or a glitch. In fact, for me, it actually makes the game more enjoyable to find different ways to break the game. Not to mention, a shortcut was the sole reason that I was able to beat the final boss. So I can't complain too much, especially because the nightmares have finally stopped. ClusterTruck is an extremely fun game for several hours of gameplay. There are a few levels toward the end that might not be great for the youngest of kids, but both kids and adults can enjoy the basic thrill of encountering and beating unique challenges throughout the game. Fun abilities unlocked later in the game give some replay value to the earlier levels. I also appreciate that you can tell this game was designed with a sense of humor and doesn't take itself too seriously. There are a few unreliable controls, and the boss fight is extremely difficult, but overall, ClusterTruck is still a few hours of fun that's safe for the kids. At the time of recording, ClusterTruck is even free on Xbox Game Pass. For more reviews like this one, subscribe to my channel and watch for my latest videos. Leave a comment below telling me which game you'd like to know, the good, the bad, and the buggy.